Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetsreviews.com, and today we have the Gionee S5.1 with us, which is an upgrade over the S5.5 which we have seen earlier. S5.5 was the kind of slimmest phone out there in the market till the time the Oppo R5 actually came into the market, which has approximately 4.85 millimeter in terms of thickness, whereas this phone on the other hand which we have with us, this is the Gionee S5.1, which is another upgrade in terms of thickness, and this one has got more thinner as compared to the S5.5 which we have seen earlier. So to be very precise, this device is 5.15 millimeter in terms of thickness, and it comes very close to an Oppo R5. In terms of the weight as well, it is very light. It is approximately 100 gram. So 100 gram of the phone weight is basically on this phone, which is fairly light. I haven't seen and I haven't held actually any other phone which is this much light as this phone is, which is quite commendable on the part of Gionee, which they have actually done. It is again a very good design this time. In terms of the design, or in terms of what you see on this phone, on the front you have the glass which has some protection. At the back side you have the glass which also has some protection, and we have the 8 megapixel camera over there at the back side with LED flash. On the front we have 5 megapixel fixed focus camera. The rear camera is autofocus and it can record high definition video as well. We have the Gionee branding over there in the middle at the back side, and again back side is glass and the front is also glass on this phone, just like the Gionee S5.5 which we have seen earlier. So there is no difference as far as hardware concerned. Hardware also remains the same, but this one has got a slightly different changes in terms of what you see inside this device. This has got Snapdragon 400 inside, and we have 1 GB of RAM, 16 GB of inbuilt memory we have on this phone, which is again very good. So apart from being a light phone, this phone is also very good in terms of the build quality. You have metal being used on the edges, and we have some antenna bands so that it can get the signal very easily without any issues. It is a single SIM phone. The SIM card will accept a micro SIM over there. The SIM card tray will accept a micro SIM, and on this side we can see that we have the volume button and the power and sleep key. Both of these buttons are metallic buttons. They also give you a good amount of feedback. At the bottom you have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. We have a primary microphone on this side, and we have 3.5mm audio jack on this phone, which is again almost as per the edges of the phone, and this is something which I really like. And again this phone has also I dropped this phone before doing this video, and as you can see there is a slight amount of dent over there, but nothing happened to the phone. The glass of the phone did not break, and the front glass of the phone is also intact. There is no problem with that as well. So in terms of the build quality, even when it is a light phone, even when it is a very thin phone, this is very good in terms of the build quality, as good as we can say about the Oppo R5 in terms of build quality. So this is good. As far as the overall form factor is concerned, the form factor of this phone is something which is very nice, because this phone does feel like paper light, and it is like feather light basically when you hold it in hand. And one-handed usage of the device is also good. In terms of the form factor, it does not leave a very heavy footprint, because it is something which is very light when you hold it in one hand, and the 5-inch display on this device, even with this thin bezels, is good enough to be used with one hand. You can use this phone with one hand. This is something which I really like. Apart from this, it has got an IPS LCD display which does give you pretty good viewing angles. Even when you take a look at it from different viewing angles, you can see the display without any issues, and color is also being reproduced nicely on this device, which is good. Let's take a look over the camera performance, and we will take a photo from this device, and let's basically move the camera over here. So I have a flower over there which I'm going to photograph, and let's see how does this camera actually take the photo of this flower. So I have just taken the photo. The 8 megapixel camera on the back is doing a decent job, I would say. The colors are being reproduced, although the photo could have been brighter, and this is something which I miss on this device. So the photo has came out to be pretty decent in terms of details as well as in terms of colors, but it could have been more brighter, I would say. Talking about the front camera, I can show you the front camera view as well. Let me just show you the front camera view. So this is how the front camera view look like. The front camera is pretty good to take selfie shots. The front camera, 5 megapixel camera, can take very good shots, especially as far as selfies are concerned. This is one shot which I have just taken, and this shot is pretty good in terms of the clarity as well as in terms of the colors. So this one is looking nice. The front camera can be used for doing high definition video chat, which is definitely nice. Apart from this, we can show you the resolution. These are the photo settings. We do have support for HDR mode on this device. We have a self timer. We have picture size which is set to 5 megapixel for the front camera. For the rear camera, it is going to be 8 megapixel. So it does offer you a lot of other options as well within the camera interface. You can just tap over here, and your beautification mode or the beautification application which actually allows you to take photos with different effects can get launched. So you don't have to launch that application separately. You can launch that directly from the camera interface on this device, which is a good thing. Apart from this, if we talk about the storage and other things, I can show you the settings. So in terms of settings, you can see this is how the notification center look like. We have all the toggles for the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, auto rotation and vibration as well. We can go to the settings directly from here. We do have support for automatic brightness as well on this device. Let me just show you the storage scenario first of all. So on the storage front, this device has 16 GB of inbuilt storage, out of which approximately 12 GB is available to the user, which is definitely a good thing. Although it does not have SD card support, but the amount of storage you get for free available to the user is pretty good and pretty high. You can actually install high definition games as well on this device. And when it comes to the GPU, it has Mali 450 MP GPU on. So here we have some information about the RAM. Out of 1 GB of RAM, approximately 212 MB of RAM is free as of now, and 740 MB of RAM is being used. And this is the case on this phone, and there is no lag which I can face on this device. When it comes to brightness, we do have support for automatic brightness, and we have support for different other brightness modes as well. When it comes to wallpaper, you can have static wallpapers, live wallpapers as well. Video wallpapers by default are not supported. Taking a look over the options, we can show you the wireless settings over there. We do have support for tethering as well on this device. So tethering is supported. You can create a portable Wi-Fi hotspot. You have support for Bluetooth tethering, and USB tethering is also supported. And then you have location options over there. That means you can use this device for GPS navigation as well without any issues. You can use that. And then we have other options like system backup, reset and other things. You can also schedule a power off and power on, and you can also schedule the airplane mode on this device, which is good. Then we have some smart gestures which are supported, which include smart dial, smart answer, pause alarm, double click to wake up. So the moment you double click on the double tap on the device, basically on the touch screen, it will wake up. And I think this feature is not enabled as of now. That is why it is not waking up. We can always enable it, and this is something which is going to definitely make this device use in a much easier way. So we can, okay, yeah, so it is working now. You can simply enable that, which is good. Let's take a look over the settings and show you some other things. Apart from this, we do have some information over there for the security, which is again a regular thing. We do have support for VPN as well on this device, and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is already there. Talking about the phone dialer, this is how the phone dialer look like. And again, when you tap on the screen, you can see that you can easily dial a number. You can also make a cellular video call on this number. So mobile cellular video call is possible on this device. When it comes to messaging application, the messaging application is again not stock Android. It is a custom one, and this is how the keyboard look like. The keyboard has swipe to type supported, which is good. It also gives you suggestion, and the keyboard keys are pretty big in size, so you can easily type on this device without any issues. So all in all, this device is really a good device in terms of what all you get on the hardware front. Talking about the hardware, I can show you the Antutu benchmark score for this device first of all. And the Antutu benchmark score which we have got on this device is also pretty impressive. It is 30774, which is very nice. And here we have the device information. As far as hardware is concerned, we have the model number which is mentioned as Gionee S5.1. It is MediaTek 6592, which is the octa-core CPU which was there on the Gionee S5.5 as well. We have the same octa-core CPU. Although this device will be available outside India with the Snapdragon variant, so that variant will not come to India. As of now, the MediaTek variant is going to come to India. We have Mali 450 MP as the GPU on this device. We have 720x1280 resolution. We have 8 megapixel rear camera, and we have 1 GB of RAM on this device. As far as display is concerned, the display is also very nice. You can see that the color are being reproduced nicely. One thing I'm not sure is that whether it has IPS LCD display or the Super AMOLED one. We will confirm that later, but the display is very good in terms of the color protection. This is something which I can say, and the phone feels solid even when it is so thin, so light. It is something which is kind of solid when you hold it in hand. Talking about the sensors, I can show you some sensor information on this device with the quadrant standard which we have. So this is the model number, and we have ARM V7 processor clocked at 1.6 GHz. It is an octa-core CPU 6592, and then we have 720x1280 resolution, Mali 450 MP GPU. And when it comes to the sensors, we have 3-axis accelerometer sensor, proximity sensor, light, gyroscope, orientation, 3-axis magnetic field sensor, gravity and linear acceleration sensor as well on this device. So all in all, this device is a very good device in terms of the overall hardware. The kind of lightweight you can feel when you hold this device in one hand is quite commendable. The camera is also decent. The rear camera could have been better. The front camera is something which is very nice. So we will keep you posted with more updates on this device. As soon as we get this device for review, for full review, we will keep you posted about that as well. One more thing I would like to tell you about this device, the Gionee S5.1, is that it does have a secondary microphone over here, and we have a primary microphone over there, so it will do some noise cancellation as well whenever you are recording video or whenever you are on voice calls. And this is something which I have realized on this device after using it for the last 30 minutes. I can say that this device does pretty good noise cancellation with the secondary microphone which is there at the back side. So in terms of the hardware, there are some changes on the global variant of Gionee S5.1 and the Indian variant of S5.1. The Indian variant of the S5.1 will have the MediaTek chipset, which is 6592 octa-core chipset, which we have seen earlier, 1.7 GHz, which is this one. Whereas the global variant of this device will have the Snapdragon 400 chipset, which is definitely going to be better in terms of the overall performance in day-to-day usage. We will compare that once you get the Snapdragon 400 variant with us. But in India, you will only get the MediaTek variant, which is again not bad, but not that great as far as the performance is concerned for the Gionee S5.1 with the Snapdragon 400 variant. When it comes to the front has these touch capacitive buttons which are there colored in white. They do not have backlit LED, and on the top we have the nice metallic earpiece, and we have the front camera, which is a 5 megapixel fixed focus camera. At the back side we can see that we have the loudspeaker over there, which is again fairly loud, but it is actually at the flat on the back side. So if you place the device like this on a table, the flat back side actually will get the loudspeaker sound muffled. So that is how it will happen. The loudspeaker is actually at the back side, but it will get muffled if you place it like flat on its surface. And over here we have the 8 megapixel camera and the LED flash, and this is the single LED flash. We also have secondary microphone on this device. On the edges we can see that we also have some antenna bands which will get signal on this particular device even when it has metal edges. So metal edges and glass back and front is something which makes this device really premium, and it looks better. It feels lighter as compared to the Gionee S5.1 as we have seen earlier. It is a very good and close competitor to the Oppo R5. We will compare this device very soon with an Oppo R5. Let's see when that happens, when we get both of these devices for review. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.